Hello, guys. Welcome to an episode of Aslan Speaks. And today I want to talk about attracting your divine counterpart. Most of you who are watching this know already who your divine person is, who your soul or your heart calls out for, and you know it. So this is how you attract your divine counterpart. But before I begin, my soul was telling me to play this song.
He makes you sit in the back seat when his boys call shotgun. The type of guy looking for the next best thing when he's already got one. I can tell he takes you for granted, but you're the prettiest thing on the planet. I ain't saying you belong with me, but you belong in the front seat of any car. You should be the DJ singing like a rock star. You shouldn't be alone in the back. Baby, you're better than that. You belong on the right side of the right guy. That puts you first, cause you're the grand prize. And I ain't saying you belong with me, but you belong in the front seat. He said, not tonight, baby, can't make it. Yeah, you should've known. You curled your hair and wearing that new dress that'll never lay his eyes on. You can tell he doesn't need you. The world's in front of him, you're in the rear view. I ain't saying you belong with me, but you belong in the front seat of any car. You should be the DJ singing like a rock star. You shouldn't be alone in the back. Baby, you're better than that. You belong on the right side of the right guy. That puts you first, cause you're the grand prize. And I ain't saying you belong with me, but you belong in the front seat. You know it's getting harder, and it's like you're drowning in the water, and it feels like you need a new life. You could hop in the front seat of my heart, anywhere, anytime that you want. You could be my queen, sitting on your throne, girl. You know you got one. You belong.
And so that song spoke to me, whereas your divine counterpart is that person you want in your front seat by your right side, your right hand, so to speak, in life. The one who doesn't take you for granted, the one who treats you like you're the grand prize. And that's how you know you got a divine counterpart. They treat you like they see how special you are. They love you for you, even if you don't love yourself, even if you don't think you're worthy, or that you don't have a lot of abundance or uh, wealth or attributes that you could bring to the relationship. They don't care about that. They see you for who you are and love you for who you are. They love you for your soul, for your imperfect mannerisms, for your flaws. That's your divine counterpart. Your divine counterpart is that person you can see yourself in the front seat of the car in life, so to speak. That anywhere you go, that's the person you want by your side. Your divine counterpart is that person that you can see yourself growing old with, seeing yourself have a family with. You can see yourself fighting life's battles together. A lot of people they see couples who Or, like even in my life, I see people who've been together for 40, 50, 60 years, and they're old and gray, and they have children, and then they have grandchildren, and they have a beautiful life. And you wonder how those people had that amazing life and got to grow old with their partner. It's because they fought for it, because every relationship you enter into is going to have its ups and downs. But they chose to always put their love for each other first. They chose to always put their relationship first. They chose to battle life together. And they also surrendered to their connection. They just said, hey, I choose you. You're my person, and nobody else will get in the way of that. And then they fought for each other. If he or she is your divine counterpart, they will fight for you. If you found your divine partner, are you willing to fight for them? Are you willing to step out of your ego and surrender to that love, or that divine spark that pulls you together? Are you willing to say, hey, I know I wanted this life path, but I'm choosing to walk the same life path with you, and we'll tackle life's obstacles together. There's some people I've talked to some of the people that follow me, and some already mentioned that they found their divine counterpart, their twin flame or soulmate, and they passed on. If you found your person, be thankful and blessed that you found that person. Like I say throughout my work, is that some people, a relationship or that divine spark sometimes only enters your life once in a lifetime. And it's up to you if you want to seize it or let it slip by because you're not willing to put in the work. So I'm freestyling a little bit, but I also wrote my thoughts down so I could make it more clear and more understandable to you guys. If this video resonates with you and you find it helpful, please like, share, and subscribe, guys. It helps me and motivates me to do more stuff like this. So I want to talk about, how do you attract your divine counterpart? Now, your divine counterpart is your perfect partner, or the person that is meant for you. Sometimes the universe brings people into your life, and usually when that divine counterpart or twin flame or soulmate comes in your life, it's when you least expect it. You get that random Facebook message, or you're like, I never expected to hear from this person or whatever, but somehow they are brought into your life at the right time and right moment. But some of us are unaware of it. We at first we might not even be attracted to them, or we're attracted to them, but we don't really feel love for them. And then how you met when that person comes in your life at that right moment, and then it's not only you're attracted to them physically, but you're attracted to them spiritually. Like your heart is just pulled to them. Your minds connect. You're in synchronicity. Now, throughout my stuff, like on this channel, I talk about twin flames and relationships, and well, your divine counterpart could be many names. Like it could be, some people call them soulmates, some people call them twin flames, some call them their divine partner, divine counterpart. It's all your interpretation or what resonates best with you, because everything goes according to your perspective, how you think and feel about things. So take what resonates with you and discard what does not resonate with you. It all depends on what speaks to your soul. Well, that's one of the signs, guys. This person, your divine counterpart, speaks to your soul. You can't shake them. You may even have you might even met your twin flame soulmate or divine counterpart in your life, and you guys had a big falling out. But yet, and you may even have hatred or anger or hurt, because nobody will trigger you the most than your divine counterpart. Let me repeat that. Nobody will trigger you the most than your divine counterpart. They can destroy and crumble your heart, but they can also uplift your heart and make your heart feel so full and complete more than anybody else on this planet. The bottom line, oh, I skipped a paragraph here, was going too fast. The bottom line, your divine counterpart is that person that sets your soul on fire. When I'm talking to you, who's the first person that comes to your mind? Even if you try to block them out, you try not to think about them, they pop into your mind all the time. You see their name everywhere, or you hear songs that remind you of them. You see movies that remind you of them. You see little quotes or memes on Facebook that remind you of them. Even through your activities, you do activities that remind you of being with that person. Or maybe you even haven't met that person yet. And if you haven't met this person yet, I wish you the best in finding that person. But if you have found that right person, that divine counterpart, they set your soul on fire. They can make you so depressed and sad and hurt. But sometimes they do that because there's a life lesson to be learned. Because sometimes you know, like, we're all flawed. We make mistakes in relationships. We push people away when we should pull them closer to us. We lash out unlovingly when we should reach out lovingly. We hold back from speaking our soul's truth or our heart's truth and telling a person how we truly feel about them, how we truly want them in our lives, how we need them in our lives, how they are your love and joy, but yet we're too afraid to say that. You know, sometimes we are too fearful and hesitant to jump into that relationship. So we don't really enter into that relationship. We stay back because we're fearful from getting hurt. We're fearful of diving fully, deeply into that relationship because maybe you were hurt in the past and you're so afraid of being hurt in the past that you don't lunge forward with that divine connection. And that only hurts you in the end. When I've seen this throughout life where people like really like each other, really care for each other, but they self-sabotage that relationship. They push them away when they should be pulling them closer. They know that they're meant to be with this person, but yet they're out pursuing other people because those other relationships are easier, can control and manipulate, or those other people can't hurt you as badly as that divine counterpart. So you choose to push your divine counterpart away to pursue other people when you know your heart belongs to the other person. So what sums up a divine counterpart, right? A divine counterpart is the person with the same energy that complements our own spiritual well-being in positive ways. Their energy complements your energy. You could feel it when you sit next to them. That's why there's such a pull, because you guys are basically the same energy. Like the definition of a twin flame is two souls split or one soul split into two. You're the same energy pulling together. One's more masculine, one more feminine, or you both take on different characteristics. You guys share the same toolbox, but each of you guys have the different tools, and then when you put your tools together, it completes that toolbox. Well, there are some people you spend your time with. You know, you got friends, you got families, you got relatives. You know, you even got ex-lovers or ex-relationships where you spend time with them, but nothing is as noticeable as you being in the same room as your divine counterpart. Your energy complements each other. You know it, even if unconsciously you don't know it. On a subconscious level, your inner knowing, your intuition is telling you, hey, there's something more here. There's something. Let's face it, guys. Some of us have had many partners or many friendships, and yeah, they're deep, they're good. There's love there, there's care there, but there's only a handful you could count on your hand that just, like I said earlier, sets your soul on fire. Inspire you. That relationship, that person inspires you. makes you want to be your best version of yourself. Makes you, with them, you could take off your mask. So we all wear masks. We hide certain parts or aspects of ourselves because we're fearful that they don't like us for who we are. But your divine counterpart loves you for who you are. So your energy complements each other. They make your soul and heart feel at peace. They make your soul and heart feel at peace. They feel like home. Like you just sit next to them. You don't have to sit there and be romantic or always affectionate. You just could sit in their presence, even if they're playing video games and you're off reading a book, or vice versa, or if they're outside, even just being in the same uh, area with them, you just feel at peace. You feel at home. You guys have different love languages, or you guys speak each other's love languages, even if you don't realize it. A love language can be just make your person doesn't do mornings, and so you get them a Red Bull, and without asking them, and just get it because when they wake up they need that Red Bull to function. Or they know you like coffee, so they wake up and make you a pot of coffee for you without even asking. They just do it because they just love you. That's another sign you found your divine counterpart. They'll do things for you without you even asking for it, or without you even needing it. They just do it because they genuinely care about you. They're happy when you're happy. And they do it out of a loving place. They don't do it like toxic and karmic relationships. They do things for you, not for your own happiness, but they do it they'll do something for you to gain something. Whereas a divine counterpart does it because they don't do it to gain something. That's just the way they show their love. Like they'll, like I said, they have different love languages. You learn to speak your person's love languages. Sometimes a person's doesn't physically show that they love you, but they do things to show that they love you. They may clean your kitchen. They may uh, uh, help you dress better. And that's one of the important things when you're entering in a divine relationship or finding your perfect partner, is learn to speak their love language. Even if you're not comfortable with their particular love language, you do it anyway because you love them. That's important. Me, I'm a very physical, my love language is physical. I like being hugged. I love being touched. So my person, even if they don't necessarily like being affectionate, like if they are my divine counterpart, they will speak my love language to me, and they'll be okay with it because I speak their love language. And you grow together. You become one together. Your two hearts become one. And that's the secret to you finding your divine counterpart. Is it doesn't matter about all the other hearts out there. In this world where social media is rampant, we have tons of people sliding into our DMs, messaging us, trying to, maybe they find you attractive or whatever, and they're trying to pull you away because they want something from you. They want your love, they want your affection, or they just lust after you. So they try to pull you away. And you got to remind yourselves, if you really want to be in that divine connection, all other people and people that could jeopardize your relationship with your divine counterpart, you have to cut those strings. When I'm in a relationship with somebody, even if they're not my divine counterpart, my love for them comes first. My loyalty to them comes first. Even if I have plans with somebody else and my partner needs me, I'll be there for them first. And that's really crucial. That's a life lesson, you guys. Even if you're not in a divine counterpart, but if you just want a really good relationship, the key is to be there for them. And they have to be there for you. You have to be there for them, and they have to be there for you. Through thick and thin. It takes sacrifice. It takes compromise. Let me repeat that because some of you guys are young and don't understand it. It takes sacrifice and compromise. It takes saying I'm sorry sometimes. It takes, sometimes you guys say, hey, I messed up. And then when you agree and you compromise with your partner in the relationship, you have to be fulfill what you compromise on. So if you say, hey, I'm gonna be more attentive to you, I'm gonna be more affectionate to you, or I'm gonna be more loyal to you, or whatever the case may be, whatever goes on in your relationship, make sure that you are following through on what you say. Because one of the biggest things that'll drive a relationship apart is if you do the talk but don't do the walk. You do the talk but you don't do the walk. You'll drive your person. You'll end up breaking the relationship because nobody likes having broken promises to them. Ask yourself, how many times did people break promises to you and you didn't like it? When you say you're going to do something, do it. Even if you're uncomfortable with it. But the coolest thing is if you just embrace, if it's your divine counterpart, if you just embrace that relationship instead of running or fearing from it, or you have, I don't even know how to say it, because often we are our own wrecking ball that we crash into things due to our own thoughts or our own insecurities. But if that person is truly your divine counterpart, they will open up to you and allow you to show you, be truly vulnerable with them. Because you're able to be truly vulnerable with your divine counterpart. Because they love you unconditionally. Yeah, you may say something to them that is painful and they don't want to hear. But if they truly love you, they will look past it as long as you guys are united as one. Because let's face it, your divine counterpart will say things to you even that you don't want to hear. And that might also drive you apart because you don't want to face the truth. You're running from yourself, but your divine counterpart speaks to you because they are you in a way. You guys are similar energies. And the reason they tell you the hard truth or challenge you or say, hey, I don't like this behavior or I expect this out of the relationship is because ultimately they're your divine counterpart, your twin flame, your twin soul, and they know you better than you know yourself on a spiritual level. And they'll speak to you. And sometimes you don't want to hear it, so you run away. They challenge you. They if you're not compromising with them, if it's more one-sided, they're gonna be like, hey, you're being kind of selfish right now, and I don't want to deal with it. And go off. We're gonna separate until you can figure out yourself and be ready, because basically, even if it's not a divine relationship, no relationship, romantic or what, or lovers, will come to work if you don't put in the work. If you say, hey, I see us getting married, then hey, go out and get a ring. You don't have to marry him right on the spot, but you have to put that, the engagement ring on. If you see yourself like, hey, I see myself growing old with you, then put in the work. Often we say stuff just to make our partners feel at ease, but then we don't really follow through on them. The key is to follow through. Jump in with both feet. Even if you're fearful, even if you're doubtful, tell that to your partner. Hey, I'm fearful. I have never felt a connection like this before. I'm afraid that if I marry you or dive deep into this connection, I'm going to get my heart broken, or I don't want to be codependent on you, or whatever the case may be. Speak that to them. If they love you and they're truly your divine partner, they will understand, and then you both will work together to fix or heal those insecurities or those fears and doubts. So I'm going to rephrase, what is a divine counterpart? A divine counterpart is a person who completes your soul. Your soul is telling you, guys, are you listening? They make you whole and give you purpose in life. Does the person you think of as your divine counterpart or soulmate, do they give you purpose? Do they bring out that fire in you? Do they spark something within you? Your self-worth and happiness are determined by the person. Your self-worth and your happiness is determined by your other person, and vice versa. You both bring out each other's self-worth and happiness. You want to know the best part of your divine counterpart? A divine counterpart is also someone who has a similar personality to you. They may have the same interests, profession, hobbies, and most importantly, their core values. They also tend to have a lot in common with you, probably because both of you have been through the similar life experiences due to your spirit being interpreted by your physical body and therefore connected at a deeper level than others. So you guys share similar life experiences. You share similar past hurt, past pain. You could feel their pain and hurt because you've been there yourself. And your divine counterpart heals you. That's why you feel whole and complete. And vice versa, like you being in their presence, you help heal them. You help reinsure their or fix their insecurities, because that's one of the things, we all have insecurities, but we don't share that with our partners. And then if you're insecure about something, you got to tell that to your partner. Hey, for example, my ex, back in the day, I couldn't sleep if she wasn't next to me. We could be in the same house, but I'm like, when I sleep, I have to have you next to me. I don't care if you're up watching TV, but I like waking up next to my person when I wake up in the morning. And I couldn't fall asleep when she was in another room or whatever. I couldn't fall asleep. I was in my head. And I would tell my person that. I'm like, hey, my insecurities or whatever, I was uncomfortable. I was comfortable when she laid next to me. Even if she stayed up watching TV, I didn't care. I just would go to sleep if she was next to me. You got to communicate what you want or respect from a partner. Like if your partner says, hey, sometimes I need you to hug me. Sometimes I need you to hold me and say everything's going to be okay. Then you got to follow through on that. And sometimes you don't need to be told that. Just sometimes go up to your partner, soulmate, twin flame, or counterpart, whatever, or just a regular romantic relationship, and just hug your partner. Just tell them, hey, you mean the world to me. Even if you didn't say that L word, like you couldn't bring yourself to say the L word to that person. If it's your divine counterpart, say I love you, because you feel it, you know it. That your divine counterpart is that match that sets your soul on fire. Say, hey, I love you. Nobody speaks to your soul and heart like your person or your divine counterpart. Even when you're with somebody else, and pursuing other relationships, you can't get your divine counterpart or your twin flame off your mind. You always compare your current relationships to your past relationship with your divine counterpart. Why? Because your divine counterpart, like there's no other feeling like that. So when you enter another relationship, you're like, you intuitively sense that, hey, there's not a deep connection here, or it's just karmic, or it's just, I'm just with this person because I'm attracted to his body or her body and I'm lustful. But I'm not attracted to their heart. I'm not attracted to their soul. And when you meet your divine counterpart, you're not only attracted physically, you're attracted to their heart and you're attracted to their soul. And if you guys went through or met your divine counterpart, it's amazing. It's like, when it's going good, it's freaking amazing. You're really happy. You're very driven and everything goes smoothly. So here are some signs that you have met your divine counterpart. You are like-minded. You bring out the best in each other. Spiritual, true, loving, spiritual, romantic connections is you guys both not out of control. You're not trying to control your partner. What you're trying to do is bring out the best in them. And vice versa, they try to bring out the best in you. You think the same way. You are in sync. There's synchronicities, there's signs. How you know you're in sync is if you just look at them. Like, you both randomly glance at each other, and you know, without speaking, you know you love each other. That is a powerful. If you guys ever experience that, your eyes are the windows to your soul. Your eyes connect. So when you connect with someone through eyes, and you just look deeply into their eyes, even if it's for a split second, and you get that overwhelming, my soul's at peace, I am loved look. Whew, it's amazing. You guys are in love with each other, even if you guys don't speak it. You just know, hey, I love this person. Even if you don't, there's people out there who haven't really truly experienced love, but you know, you guys. Like, if you don't know what love is like when you go see somebody and they just give you butterflies. Love is, hey, I'm next to this person and I'm not stressed out. I'm not depressed. I'm just comfortable in my own shell. Love is like, hey, love is a person that you just feel so special that they're in your life, and vice versa. Love is you're willing to do anything for that person. You have an intense need for each other. You guys, like, your soul longs for each other. You guys are pulled. It's a magnetic pull. And sometimes we like to deny that pull. Maybe they hurt you, or they cheated on you. Because some, let's face it. Here's the sad truth. Sometimes you're not going to be with your divine counterpart. Maybe you burnt the bridge so badly that you can't walk across it again. But for others, you might be able to repair it. So you can't live without each other. You get along. That's when you find your person, you just get along. You don't always have to be doing what they're doing, but you get along. You have a strong sense of being together in this life. Like, your soul, so you sense that this person's meant to be in your life. Their presence in your life is divine. There's like something that your soul longs for this person. You are comfortable in your own skin. You know it's real. You know when you're with your divine counterpart, because something inside you say, hey, this is real. I've never felt like this before. You can talk about anything, but when you're with your right person, you could talk and open up. You could share your heart. You could share parts of yourself that you never shared with anybody else before. You feel at home and you feel at peace when you're with them. You feel at home and feel at peace when you're with them. You know what the other person is thinking. You know what they're feeling. There's a telepathic link between you guys. And it's real, because that's the hardest thing, especially if you're no longer in the relationship with your divine counterpart or your twin flame. You still have that telepathic link that's overwhelming and powerful. And sometimes you don't want to know, because sometimes you pick up on things that you don't want to know that your person's doing or feeling. For me, I'm very intuitive and very empathic, and I can sense the connection. So when everything's aligned, it feels amazing. My heart's filled with joy. But when things are not aligned, maybe if my person is pursuing other things or whatever, I can sense that it hurts my heart, it hurts my soul. Sometimes I have to tune it out, disconnect, or unplug from it, because it's too overwhelming. But there's a telepathic link. And always use telepathy in a positive manner, guys. Don't use it because your ex left you. So you're like, oh, I got a telepathic link, and I'm just going to say, hey, you should be with me. You should be with me. Or because they did something that upset you, you're going to send them negative thoughts. Always use your gifts for good. Even if you're separated from your divine counterpart, send them thoughts of love. Hey, I love you. Hey, you hurt my heart, but I still love you. They make you happy. Just thinking being next to them or being in their presence just makes you happy. They are your best friend and are is always there for you. They give you wise advice, even if you don't want to hear it. That is when someone truly loves and cares for you, because they'll tell you the hard truths. Even if you don't want to hear it, they give you wise advice. Now it's up to you if you want to listen to that advice or not. Because they love you, they speak truth and wisdom to you. They are happy when you are happy, or vice versa. You got that partner who just cooks a good meal and then sees that you enjoy that meal. It makes them happy. They make you the person you want to be someday. They help you grow and become your best version. You are a team. You are a team because you fight this world together. Because this life is tough by itself, by yourself. But when you find that person, your divine counterpart, your life becomes so much easier because you fight and grow together. What obstacles that you are dealing with becomes their obstacles, and vice versa. What weaknesses you have in you is your partner's strengths, and vice versa. What weaknesses you have in your, is vice versa. So if you got attributes and things that are in lack or in weakness, your person has those tools or strengths to help you. So you balance each other out. You can relate to each other's pain. Your soul longs for them. Even if you're no longer in each other's lives, your soul longs for them. And that's how you know, guys. Your soul longs for them. Now, it's important because through our own perspective, we sometimes get caught up on, some people force the belief that someone's their twin flame, soulmate, or divine counterpart. They think, and they sometimes force things to fit. But if things don't fit, if you gotta sit down with yourself and say, hey, you gotta also tell yourself, hey, sometimes they're karmic, and your wishful thinking thinks that they're meant to be in your life. You gotta question that part of yourself as well. Is this a true divine counterpart, or am I wishful thinking? Am I forcing the puzzle pieces to fit even though the puzzle pieces don't fit? Now, your divine counterpart will come to you in your dreams, and your divine counterpart will show you unconditional love. Even if it hurts them, they'll hey, I'll give you the shirt off my back. Even if they are down to their last $50, they'll give you that $50 because they love you so much. But a divine counterpart, divine relationship, it's not about what you can get out of each other. It's what you can give to each other. And the ultimate gift you could give to each other is commitment, loyalty, and love. So, now that I ranted for a little bit, how do you attract your divine counterpart? How do you attract your divine counterpart? It's simple. It is very simple. Once you fix yourself and you become what, then you will attract it back to you. We are magnets. We have inner turmoil, chaos, or things unhealed in ourselves. We almost kind of repel our divine counterpart or our twin flame. You have to become what you want. So if you want a loyal, committed relationship, then you have to be loyal and committed. There's often people who are like, I want that person that's always there for me. Man, he was an amazing partner. And every time I called, he was there. Every time I needed him, he was there. He was my rock in a hard place. But you got to remember, you have to be that rock for that person in a hard place as well. You have to be there for that person when he or she calls you. It can't be a one-way street, because all it does is that drives the wedge. If you want your partner to always be there for you, then you have to always be there for your partner. In life, you may have met your divine counterpart, but somehow you pushed each other away and ran away from each other, so to speak. Maybe there was something too many challenging, or your partner wanted too much from you, and at that time you couldn't give it to them, or you wanted to give it to them, but you were so fearful that and doubtful because you didn't want to jump fully into that relationship because you feared that if you knew this person could break you the worst. So you, instead of fully giving in, you had one foot in, one foot out the door, so to speak, and then you pursued other things in your life. Well, sometimes, like I said earlier in the video, your divine counterpart comes in your life randomly, unexpectedly, and then there's challenges and turbulence because your souls are not ready to unite. Either one person's entirely has done the soul work or conscious work, another person hasn't done it yet, but sees how amazing this person is and wants to be like that, but yet they haven't done it yet. And you both have to become heal yourself and fix yourself before you become together. Because either one will pull each other, one will try to pull them up, and the other one will try to pull them down, and it's a constant tug of war. You don't want tug of war in your life. You don't want tug of war in your life. And if you're in a relationship where it feels like it's a constant battle, even if they're your twin flame or soulmate, sometimes you gotta give them tough love and be like, hey, I love you, but right now it's not working for me. We're not growing as one. We're not evolving. We're not compromising. I don't even know, I can keep going, but you have to fix yourself, guys. You gotta become the magnet. Sometimes the person comes in your life to show you what the real, because some people don't know what divine love is, or that unconditional love. They don't know what it feels like to be with their divine partner. So they come into your life and show you that, but you may have some soul growth to do. So they leave for a temporary until you do the soul growth, or when you finally sit down with yourself and be like, man, this path that I've been going on isn't been working for me, and I miss my person. I miss that spark in my life. So, to sum up everything, to attract your person, you have to become what you want to attract. We are mirrors, guys. I say that throughout my work. We constantly mirror our other partner's insecurities. Especially if you're spiritually connected to your divine counterpart, a lot of fears and doubts that are in you, your other person can feel them, and vice versa. And how you fix it is, hey, I sense this is coming from you. Is this true? Or you talk about it. Like, hey, I understand you're not sleeping. How can I help you not sleep or feel more comfortable? How can I be a better partner to you? Sit down with your partner, guys. Even if it's not a divine partner, but you want a good relationship, sit down and write a list of expectations or things that you guys both want in the relationship. Say, hey, I need this from you. I need this from you. Like sometimes maybe your partner's too clingy. We all been there where we're a little too emotional. We're a little too clingy. And you could just sit down with your partner and be like, hey, you're a little emotional sometimes or a little clingy. Sometimes I need my space. And that's fine if you communicate that with your person and you both come to compromise. Or sometimes your partner needs some love. Like you just say, hey, so you sit down, like you could sit down like once a week, we go on dates, or and you figure out each other's love languages and you both just make it work. But it's at the end of the day, it's up to you. Do you want someone to grow old with, or do you want to keep living your life alone because you jump to relationship after relationship, being temporarily filled with happiness, but in the end, you're filled with unhappiness. Your heart's not filled. When you meet your divine counterpart, your heart's filled. You're content. I hope this video is helpful. Guys, I believe in love. I felt it. I felt love before. And when you meet your divine counterpart, it's freaking amazing. But it's also very traumatizing and traumatic, because nobody else will trigger you the worst, especially if they haven't done, if you're at different levels in your life and they're not aware of they're not conscious of how you affect each other, because both of you affect each other drastically. So, but if you're mindful of how you affect each other, then you could be like, before you do something, be like, how would this person feel? How is my lover gonna feel? And then you don't do it if you know you're gonna do something that's gonna hurt the relationship or cause friction in the relationship or hurt the other person's heart. You don't do it, because your love for each other always comes first. They set your soul on fire. And before I go, like, share, and subscribe. And this is food for thought. Would you, I want that person who sets my soul on fire. That person that I just love the crap out of them, so to speak. I was going to say the other word, but I can't say it here. But I love the crap out of them. Even if they hurt me, I still love them, and that's how if there's real love, that love can heal any wound for the most part. There's some things that people do that is unforgivable. And if you know who your divine counterpart is and you're not talking to them, and you're like, hey, I want them back in my life. I want to be a committed partner. I want that spark. I want that fire back. I want that passion. I want that inspiration back in my life. Then stop being fearful and reach out. If they're truly your divine counterpart, they will listen to you with an open mind and open heart. But before you do, reach out to that person. Make sure you got all your ducks in a row. Make sure you come correct. Because they're not going to accept you back into their life unless they're knowing that you're all in. They're not going to accept you back in their life unless they know that you're all in. Your wants and their wants become one. Your hearts become one. You fight this world together. Your battles and their battles become one. And then you can figure out all the mediocre small stuff as you go along. I know I rambled on, but I was called to do this video. I was in the gym today, and a lot of synchronous messages were on the songs today. Like I was hearing "It's Not Over," in a song, and then I heard "Match." There's a song, a country song, and one of the verses that really spoke to me is "Match made from heaven." Pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. Even if your mind and your heart's saying, hey, I don't want this person in my life because it was so painful, I wasn't willing to give in, or it was too challenging. But then your soul is telling you a whole nother thing. Listen to your soul. Listen to your intuition. Don't be fearful. I love you all. God bless you.